Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping.
Draining a massive flooded street. Drainage. You might take it for granted, but it's an extremely important part of your life. Every time you brush your teeth, wash the dishes, flush the toilet, all that water has got to go somewhere, right? Thankfully, in most cases, your local city council deals with that. All you have to worry about is paying your water bill. There are those rare moments, however, when your sink clogs, and you've got no choice but to call the plumber to fix it for you, which means incurring another expense. But what happens when you experience a clog worse than that? I'm talking about a massive clog to the point where a building's entire drainage system is compromised. Or worse yet, an entire street is flooded to the point where there are no cars able to pass through. What would you do in such a situation? Fed up, one guy decided to take matters into his own hands in draining one of the biggest clogs ever captured on camera. Which goes to show that not all our heroes wear a cape. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works. The biggest drain captured on camera. Our hero happens to be a YouTuber with the pseudonym Post10. He arrives at the crime scene where he finds a massive street flooding. He immediately notices how the flooding has engulfed the entire road, spewing over to the sidewalk and moving all the way to the forest. Because he isn't familiar with the area, he concludes that he needs to discover where the drains are so as to clear out the water. There are cars passing by, and he wonders how they'll be able to pass through without their engines shutting down because of how deep the water is. He searches for the drains by feeling through the water with his boots. It takes him quite a while though, and he circles back and forth before he finally discovers it. Once the drain has been located, he unclogs it and the water gradually begins to clear out. But the tough part is yet to come. He still has an ocean of water right in front of him. Finally, a whirlpool appears, giving him hope that he could actually get this done. But he still faces another problem. There is so much water on top of the drain that it's difficult for the air beneath to escape. This is why the whirlpool is still so small, thereby slowing down the draining process. He waits for a few cars to pass by before heading to the other side of the street. His plan is to drain the water on the other side too. But there is so much water flooding the road, he has a difficult time locating the position of the other drain. After searching around for it, he finally manages to find it and unclog the drain to get the whirlpool running on this side as well. Because the rain is also gradually tapering off, it means he can work more efficiently to ensure that the street is finally drained of all the water. Now he faces a new challenge. Whenever a car drives by, it keeps on messing up the whirlpools and slowing down the drainage process. Also, the pine tree needles and twigs are being sucked up by the drain, and it's only a matter of time before the drain clogs once more. So he's got to work fast to unclog the drain every few minutes. The water is dropping significantly now, and the yellow line of the road is almost visible. A few moments later, the police block the road, meaning there are no cars driving by, and he can now unclog the drains in peace. As the drains suck in the water, causing massive whirlpools, he decides to investigate just where all the water entering the drains is heading to. By now, a good chunk of the road has been cleared from the flooding, but a few drivers with small cars are hesitant about crossing the flooded road. In the meantime, Post10 walks through the forest. As he gets closer to the source, he can clearly hear the drain pipe gushing out all the flood water. Finally, he gets to it, and you can see all the water, as well as air, exiting from the drain pipe. This is great because it makes the water exit the drain much faster. There is also a pungent smell emanating from the water, only for Post10 to realize that there is a sewer nearby that is most likely leaking raw sewage into the water escaping from the drain pipe. He decides to go back to the road to see whether the water level has reduced significantly. or if it's at the same level. And there is still a lot of water, so he heads back to the drain and finds that it is a little clogged as well. He figures he will come back with a rake tomorrow to remove the debris, twigs, and pine tree needles to ensure no clogging takes place in case it rains tomorrow. Because of how large the drain pipe is, Post 10 deduces that there should probably be 2 or more drains that are still clogged, and he needs to unclog them to make the water drain even faster. He finds one of the drains and proceeds to use his feet to open up the suction and drain the water. Normally, there is supposed to be a drain built right across the one he's discovered, but in this case, he finds none. So he decides to follow the byline to look for it. He eventually finds the previous drain slightly clogged. He unclogs it with his feet, and it sucks in so much water that he figures he probably won't have to come tomorrow to check whether the street is fully drained or not. Post 10 clears the remaining debris from the left side of the road, and before you know it, a massive whirlpool is formed and the road is completely drained out. In fact, this whirlpool is so massive, it's earned our best pick of the day. As you can clearly see, the whirlpool looks like a vortex right out of a science fiction movie. For perspective, Post 10 puts his entire arm in the shot, and man, it looks like that whirlpool could suck him in and take him to some other dimension. This street must have been flooded by a tsunami or something, because that's a lot of water. Unfortunately, the drain on the other side of the road is overwhelmed with all the debris, making it partially clogged. He goes to the other side of the road and begins unclogging the drain by removing debris with his boots. The water gets instantly sucked in, and the water level on the road reduces significantly. Now the road is clear for people to be able to drive through. The sidewalk is still flooded. He goes over to investigate it, only to find that the sidewalk's drain is also severely clogged. He uses his boots to clear the debris, causing a whirlpool to form as it sucks in the water on the sidewalk. But here's the question: where is all this runoff that's going to the sidewalk coming from? Because the flooding has stopped. Wanting to get to the bottom of this, Post 10 heads back into the woods. Here he finds a flooded field. In fact, this field is so flooded that the water has created a stream heading straight to the road. So this is the origin of all this water. He even questions who actually approved these poor drainage designs. At the end of the day, Post 10 does his community an absolutely honorable service. And even though he may not have been the hero they wanted, he certainly is the hero they needed that day. With that being said, we've come to the end of the video. So have you done anything positive in your community like this fella right here? And have you ever cleared a flooded street or backyard of this magnitude? Let us know in the comment section down below. Want more videos that will probably still exist until the very end of time? Click on any of the excellent videos you see on the screen. As always, thanks for watching.